So Michelle is with me today and she's graduating from coaching, which is amazing. And my goal for working with people that, that you have the tools and the skills to navigate this on your own. And she's been doing the work for 8 months and it's a constant journey, but just love to have her here to share her experience and what she's gained. So in the beginning, Michelle, you said, you've tried various diets, Weight Watchers, 21-day fix, meal plans from the gym. What do you feel like your biggest nutrition struggles were in the beginning of us working together and why the diets, didn't work?
Biggest struggle was maintaining them.
Yeah.
With Weight Watchers, I learned how to cheat. So I would keep my points until the end of the week and then blow it up. So I'd have one really bad day, which made me think, that's just one day. Let me just roll it into the rest, which I got in that habit a lot. And then like with 21-day fit, it's a lot of keeping track of everything. And I did it for a month and it did work. Like I dropped weight and everything, but it was very hard to keep going. Like it was just a lot of keep track of, a lot of food you could not eat. And I don't do good with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gym meal plan thing it lasted for maybe a month. And then Jenny reached out to me and asked me how I was doing. And I said that, and she explicitly said, you can't maintain that. And as I thought about it, I'm like, no, I can't maintain that. It was horrible. And I couldn't do it anymore. So I was like, you know what? Nothing is stuck. And I need something to stick. And I was always so scared about meal planning because I really, you're reading all this stuff online and everybody's saying something different. And it was just, couldn't make what they were saying fit to what I wanted. And then if I couldn't figure it out, I wouldn't plan enough. And then we'd be out to eat. And then it would just roll into more eating out because I was just discouraged that I even failed in the first place.
Right. So it was a lot of pass fail, right? Of either like I'm
Yeah.
doing it right or I'm doing it wrong. And it sounds like it's very limiting. You enjoy and genuinely enjoy food, enjoy the experience of going out to eat, which is amazing. But these things don't teach you how to do that. And that was such a big part of your life that we really worked through together was traveling and eating out places and that experience. So that I think was a big frustration for you when I talked to you in the beginning is how do I navigate these things and still feel my best and feel successful? So what did you feel like was helpful in the past months learning how to navigate those situations?
Not putting so much guilt on myself when I did make maybe a wrong choice here or there. I just remember the first time it happened, I like wrote in my journal, my Taco Bell is my guilty pleasure. And I have to admit it. So I went there and I put it in the journal. And then I talked to Jenny like a day or two later. I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I just couldn't help myself. And the first thing she said was, there's no point in kicking yourself now, just move on. Like you can have those things. You just have to allot for them. Like what you have for lunch. And if you plan it into your day, you can make it happen. So maybe I was like, it just dumbfounded me. It was like, wow, I can still eat my guilty pleasures, but work around it and don't let it roll into more. And that's what was my issue before is I just let it roll and roll and roll as I'm kicking myself as I'm rolling down the hill to the gutter. But now it's like, it's just, forgive yourself for that and move on. If I know I'm going to go out to eat Monday night, I have maybe one of those bowls or a salad or something lighter for lunch. And then if I sit in front of my meal at dinner, think, okay, I'm splitting this in half and I'm good. And I've realized splitting it in half is enough and I can move on from there. Like, it's like not my last meal, like you tell me all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You have this like last supper mentality, right? Is what I call it, this feeling of I'll never have this food again or this meal again. So I have to get it in all now. And then we just feel overly full and that doesn't feel good either.
Yes.
And you had digestive challenges in the beginning as well. So just by managing portion sizes and just being more intentional, that's been so much better from what I'm hearing from you.
Oh yeah. Like I feel really good. Like I feel normal. Whereas other times, if I eat the wrong things, I'm not good, but I haven't had, knock on wood, a big issue during this whole time.
Wow.
And I know how to avoid it.
Right. That's
Yeah.
so empowering to say, I can control, digestive issues are awful and they affect our quality of life. So
Yes.
being able to manage that is so empowering.
Feels good.
Yeah, it's motivating to continue to make those choices and to plan ahead on the days when we don't always feel like it, right? When we're
hmm
back from a weekend away or something, I think you're so much more consistent at prioritizing that piece into your week.
Yeah, I get back to it faster than I ever have. And I feel good getting back. Like I don't feel like I'm missing anything by not getting back. Like, so I just get right back on schedule and feel good.
Yeah, you've created your own routine that works for you and it looks different for everybody. So that's what we just had to navigate is what makes sense for you and your lifestyle, whether it's a work day or you're working from home and,
hmm
navigating those different situations and even pivoting your activity. I think that you're getting better about that can look
Yeah.
different ways too.
Yeah. Yeah. If I don't make it at 5 a.m. to the gym, I realize I have options at home and
Mhm.
it feels good to do something.
Yes. Yeah, I think you were just open-minded to other options where a lot of times you feel like it has to be one way. And so you've really
Yeah.
created this for yourself.
Yes.
So where do you feel like your nutrition and health is now? 8 months down the road, how are you feeling?
I feel confident in my meal planning. And I know I have things like today, I had a all week I had a plan for lunch and didn't feel like eating it today, but I know I had other options to change it up and still
Yeah.
stick to, nutritious, balanced. I mean, I'm even eating a lot more salads than I ever thought I would, and I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
Um, I like you just said, I have no internal issues. Like I just feel good. And again, like I did travel a lot this year
Mhm.
and I'm social, so I'm out a lot. And even if I'm busy and maybe I grab something quick to eat that might not be the best, I get right back on track the next day a lot faster than I ever would have before. So just overall confidence, maybe forgiving myself when I do choose something that's not on track or target for me and just moving on from it.
Those are the best feelings ever. And so many
Yeah.
people tell me those are the things that they value and want for their lives.
Yes.
It's like, what does normal eating even mean? People are like, I don't know what normal feels like.
Yeah.
I don't have the confidence to build a meal that's satisfying and be able to say, okay, I'm satisfied versus stuffed, or starving and then overly full. So I think you
hmm
really identified more paying attention to your hunger and your fullness too.
Yes. Like just listening to myself, which before, like I wouldn't I'd be like, no, you're tired, but you need to get out of bed and go work out because that's what you're supposed to do. Or, just food wise, like I need to eat this whole thing because I'm so hungry. But now it's like, no, you're not that hungry and you can save it and have it tomorrow. Now you get it in 2 doses. Like just
Yeah,
that little changes in the mindset that helps move you forward.
that's what it is. Little
Yeah. And it's
steps.
crazy. You could do all the research you want online about how to meal plan and what a proper meal should look like, but they're not you. Like they're not in internal knowing what you want. And
Mhm.
you and Jenny, you helped figure that out for me. Like what I want, what I need to more of what I need to think about. Like it was more than just nutrition, food coaching. It
Yeah.
was a whole mental thing.
We got to do it. We
I
have
know.
to. I'd be doing you a disservice and everybody else if we didn't focus on those things. But I think sometimes you have to realize that for yourself.
Yeah.
It's so cool to hear you say that, coming full circle. So,
hmm
what would you say to someone considering joining with the investment option? Because I know up front it feels like, okay, well, and you work for an insurance company that like I could work with insurance or, I could do a diet. So, what would you say to someone considering to join nutrition coaching that's a different approach from other programs?
It's worth it. At first I told my husband when I first talked to you and told him the cost, he's like, what? And I'm like, I
Yeah,
need to do something. Like I need to do something
Mhm.
and, meeting with a dietitian at work, which they provide sometimes, they don't know you. They give you the sheets of what you're supposed to do, and that's it. And it's like you read all these sheets and it's just confusing sometimes.
Mhm.
Whereas maybe if you get in one-on-one with someone, it is much better because they end up learning you and learning what you want and what you like and what you're thinking, and they can help you mold it to yourself. So at that point, I didn't even care about once we started going, I was like, I don't care about the cost. I had it, I need to do it, and I feel much better, and it was worth it. Like, feel like health insurance companies should somehow
Mhm.
like cover that kind of thing. They'd have
Exactly.
healthier people.
Exactly, like more the preventative aspect of things. And
Yeah,
I think the FSA accounts and the HSA accounts are doing that more, which is good, having the flexible spending
yeah,
options. But we're talking weekly, and we're talking
right.
through your week, and there's so much more individual support and guidance versus just seeing someone, in an office once a month
Yeah,
or however
monthly, and they
often.
have no idea who you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that, because I think it's helpful to hear that from other perspectives of, why I do what I do and why I have this
Yeah,
model, and why it's different and helpful. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. I think so many people can relate to you, and it's just
yeah,
so inspiring to see how far you've come, where you are, and where you'll go moving forward too.
yeah. Thank you for all the help. You've done more than just food.